Welcome to the Gillian Rogers Model Car Collection here in Montgomery Palace. This collection of 1,500 model cars was put together by an elderly lady, an early motorist, who started collecting cars when she was 12, when she was given 2 cars by her father, and continued to collect motor cars and still does now that she's in her 70s. She was a very active motorist and drove a single Le Mans car which she bought for £105 in 1958 and drove that car for 40 years all over the continent, to Le Mans and to the Nürburgring in Germany, attended many car events and was generally an early petrolhead, female variety. The collection was moved from Lawson, where it was discovered about a year ago, Lawson near Paris, to Montgomery, because 2 of us discovered it in a derelict condition and felt that it should be shown off to the world and those that are interested in cars and model cars, and there was a risk at the time of it being dispersed through a house clearance sale.
Could I ask you about some of these cars here? This one, for example, the red one. Could you tell me about that?
The red car is a single Le Mans, 1935 single Le Mans, which was Gillian's first car and which she drove extensively. She sold the car in 2000. I think by that time it was fairly valuable, and she hated to sell it, but she made that car as a replica for something that she drove for over 40 years. She still owns a 1969 Wolseley Hornet, which is in perfect condition and is in her garage at Lawson today.
And how about this grey one here? Is anything on that?
Gillian's sister Valerie, her elder sister, drove a Ford Topolino. She wanted a small car, and again that was made as a replica. Sadly, Valerie is now in care, but that was her early car.
And this one here, the yellow one, looks very special.
This one was made and constructed by Gillian, apart from the radiator which she had specially made, and it was made in the early 80s, and it went all over the south coast of England at rallies and fetes and raised hundreds of pounds for animal charities. We believe that it was the inspiration for a yellow car which became very famous between 1991 and 2002 and made several TV series. But we say as little as possible about that because we only think it was the inspiration, we cannot prove it. It's called Cloet, and it's our flagship for our car, for our collection.
Okay, so if we have a little wander around, and if you could follow me around and talk us through some of the exhibits that we can see. This is a very interesting case over here.
Some of the exhibits are almost certainly unique. I mean, Gillian actually made cars from models. She was taught by someone called Rex Hayes, who made models for the Queen, and won prizes, for instance, at the Prescott Hill Climb down in Gloucestershire, which is owned by the Bugatti Owners Club. I mean, some of these Bentley blowers are in wonderful condition, but there are also some oddities on the top shelf that you don't see very often. I mean, that Weetabix truck is probably 50 years old and made out of tin plate, and is an extraordinary model. So is the vis-a-vis. Vis-a-vis means French, face-to-face in French, which meant the driver would actually face the passenger as he was driving along, which is rather sweet. Quite a nice collection of Jaguar cars. For some reason she didn't like Henry Ford, so you won't find many Fords. But she collected cars on a very eclectic basis. If she liked it, she bought it. There are buses, a lot of German cars, a lot of Citroens, a lot of Italian cars. Quite a lot of modern cars and some wonderful bits of memorabilia which she kindly donated to the museum to go along with the cars.
So she have all these posters along the back that we can see here?
Yes, she had a lot of these wonderful posters and some of these very nice stylish prints by, I think his name is Jack Vetriano. There are various types of models. We have one of our custodians, John Nunn, is an expert model aficionado, and he sorted them all out for us. Some of them, like this wonderful Fiat, which is pre-World War I, is quite exceptional car, and you wouldn't see anything like that anywhere in the world. A number of cars were the land speed record cars, the cars driven by Sir Malcolm Campbell and Sir Henry Seagrave, the land speed record cars, including Bluebird and the Golden Arrow.
And I hear that you're having some new cars coming quite soon.
Yes, we had an article published about the museum by John Nunn in the National Model Car Collector magazine, and it was read by an elderly Scot in Toronto who said, "I've got 300 cars cluttering at my attic, would you like to have them?" And we said, "Yes, please," and they're arriving next week. They're all British cars, but from the photographs we've seen, they're absolutely superb, and will give us a second collection to our already sublime collection here in Montgomery.
Brilliant. Well, I wish you lots and lots of luck with your collection. I'm sure it will be very successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.